I am just now waiting for my Instagram live to go live. I'm already currently live on YouTube. I think I'm live on LinkedIn. Get rid of this. There we go. So I'm live now on Instagram as well. We're live on, what do we got? Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. Shout out to StreamYard for hooking me up. I feel like I should move the camera over here. Let's see if this works. Let's see how this works. No, I'm still looking down, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, this is the weekend recap. If you're familiar, on Mondays we do the weekend recap, and on Fridays we do the weekend recap. I don't know why I make it so hard for myself, but I do. I love it. I'm a glutton for punishment. If you are watching on Instagram, I can't see your comments. I'm going to try to peek over in every 5 to 10 minutes. But as it stands right now, you know what? I wonder if I can do this. I'm going to do, actually, I think I can do it. I think I'm going to do it. I think I can figure it out because I got my iPad over here. And so I'm just going to do screen monitoring. Okay, don't fight me. And I'm going to throw my Instagram over here because what's happening is my camera's here. And, oh, wow. They put everything here. So I'm going to put, let me put this all over here where it belongs. And then I'm going to close this. Interesting. I wonder why they did it this way. I love having, by the way, I love having two screens. I am a massive two-screen fan. Two screens fan. Pardon me. So, okay, I got both of my screens set up. If you leave a comment in YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, I'll be able to see it here. And then if you leave a comment on Instagram, I can see the comments now. So we're good to go. So just leave a comment. Just stop in and say hi. Give me one of these or one of these. Pretty chill weekend. As I said before, it was a dance weekend, meaning my girlfriend's daughter is in dance. And let me tell you something. Again, I said it before, but if your child is a dancer, cheerleader, a musician, singer as well, anything like this. Now, I don't know about the sports world on the high school and younger level. I know if you're involved in club or AAU, then it can get complicated and expensive. But let's just go musician, singers as well, dancer, cheerleader. My hat's off to you because good Lord, this thing is crazy. The amount of time that these parents spend at these events is crazy. And what blows my mind is, and I don't want to talk bad about it, so I got to be careful. Because I do think all in all is good. In fact, I was super inspired from this weekend watching all these kids dance at such an incredibly high level. It's impressive. I mean, it's amazing. But I just feel like these things are moneymakers. But I feel that way about jiu-jitsu too, like the IBJJF. I think it's great that we have IBJJF. I think it's great that you can compete in jiu-jitsu. It really helps you to improve, And so same with dancing, same with cheer. Competition is good. And I do think that there needs to be some sort of compensation. They shouldn't have to just break even to run these organizations, to run these events, but they're not breaking even. They're not breaking even at all. I mean, it's crazy how much events cost, because I would say that events, so football games, high school games, anime conferences and cons, we're very much a community-based society. And so I think that having social engagements is the fuel of society, to a certain extent. And they just really milk us. dry for these things. You know, I mean, and it is just an opinion, but it's not just an opinion. It's pretty factual. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm trying to stay away from specifics because I don't know if there's any kind of like situation where, you know, there's an in not NWA, NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Those are so crazy. Sometimes I understand them. Like, and there's something that I'm going to go do tomorrow where I would understand if I needed to sign an NDA. And I will tell you after tomorrow. I can't tell you before tomorrow because it's a surprise and I don't want to mess up the surprise. I will just say this. I don't understand NDAs. Like, for example, I used to date somebody and they work for a very famous celebrity. They're famous now. They were not so famous at the beginning, but they blew up while we were dating. And apparently, to go to certain parties, you have to sign NDAs. Fam, look, I know I'm not from that space. I know that there are ways that you have to do things. I don't want to hang out with anybody that I got to sign an NDA for. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. If I got to sign an NDA to hang out with you, I'm good. I'm good. And again, comments, please comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree or you disagree. I can see my Instagram comments. I can see my Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook comments. Let me know your thoughts. But I'm not hanging out with anybody. If I got to sign an NDA, then I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to I'm good. I got enough friends. I got enough people to hang out with. If I got to sign an NDA, what are you doing? What are you planning on doing at this event? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. Like, because it can't just simply be, oh, I was at Beyonce's house and guess what? She had a Keurig. I know, girl. I would have thought she would have had a fancy drip. No, she had a Keurig. You know what I mean? It's like literally that kind of information they don't want leaking out, which is ridiculous. Now, where I do understand is if Beyonce invited me to a listening party, right? And she was like, hey, man, we're trying to keep it under wraps. We're still trying to decide some songs that are going to go on the album. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense. That's what NDAs are for. Also, they're for if you're pitching. So, like I'm working on a series right now that I want to pitch to Netflix. I'm very excited about it, actually. And after I'm done with this pitch, or when I pitch it to Netflix, then it makes sense for us to have NDAs over the process, right? But people get crazy with these NDAs. I'm talking, watch, let me blow up, and then I'm going to be like, yo, you want to hang out? You got to sign an NDA. But I need NDAs. I need to get my friends NDAs because the way I be acting sometimes, now I'm better. I was like 30-plus-year-old Brian is better. He doesn't need an NDA. 30 and under Brian needed NDAs. And I wish I had them. And I didn't have any NDAs. So anyway, completely sidetracked. Was at a dance competition. Amazed, inspired, so impressed by all these young kids putting in this effort, dancing incredibly. And you know what? I was talking with Raquel, and it's just sad. You know what I mean? Like, because when we're kids, we do stuff like this, right? That's why I think it's so important to compete. Because what are we doing? Like right now, I work and I'm on my live, and ultimately, this is fun and it's a passion for me, but it's not the same as working for something and then putting it on the line. I can't describe it if you've never competed. If you never competed, and I don't mean like, it doesn't have to be sports. It could be dance. It could be music. It could be an open mic, like something where there's consequences. And something where like you present something, like I did the Worlds for jiu-jitsu. That was one of the best experiences of my life. And I lost in the first round, both times. The second time I shouldn't have lost, but I was dealing with a lot of garbage. It's hard, man. It's hard. But yeah, man, the weekend was good. I was down in Lakeland, place that I haven't really been that much. We've always passed through Lakeland on our way to Tampa. And even though Tampa, I haven't been to Tampa very much. I mean, all I know about of Tampa is Busch Gardens. You know, that's my Tampa experience. I think that's most Floridians' experience. I know some people go down there to party, which is crazy to me. I can't imagine going to party. But you know, I say that, but when we lived in Denton, we would drive to Dallas, and that was a far drive, man. It was a far drive, and there's a stretch of it where there's nothing. There is nothing, man. Like 15 to 20 some minutes, you're just like, and we did it all the time, man, all the time, because Dallas had the best night. Dallas and Deep Ellum had the best nightlife. So, you know, it was cool. It was cool, man. But I just couldn't imagine going down to Tampa, not in Orlando. I don't like to drive too much in Orlando. You know, it's a weird situation. I never feel super comfortable. But I haven't lived in Orlando since, oh my God. I did a stretch. I can't remember when it was. There was like a 2016, I think. I came here for 7 months. It was great. Orlando's funny, man. It's a cool place, and it's getting better. It's a cool place. It's a small city, but it's a big city. It's a small city with a big heart. I'll put it like that. You know, there's things. There's a jazz club that's connected to the what's it call it? Dr. Phillips Center, which is like the performing spot. So if you're a Broadway show, that's where they would do. And they have a jazz club connected to it. That seems amazing. I know a couple of my friends from New York have come through here and played. Melissa Aldana. I can't remember who else. I just remember Melissa was there. And I was surprised. I was surprised to see Orlando as a stop for like a jazz thing, because there's really not much in Florida by way of jazz. There's 2 really good jazz schools. UCF's a good music school, but the jazz program is okay, like just okay. But the University of North Florida is a pretty good school. And then the University of Miami, obviously, is a good school. Miami is going to give you more of a USC feel. Obviously, University of North Florida is built after University of North Texas. And the UCF is just, I don't know. I don't even know what UCF's music program is like anymore. I haven't been there in a while. I know that they had some phenomenal teachers. Like, so, you know, they got great players, but the problem is, how many students do you have, you know? And it's not just the students. You got to get graduate level students, you know, and they're really from, again, I'm talking about when I was auditioning for UCF, UCF, sorry, which was in 2001. Good Lord, 24 years. 24 years. I'll tell you what, man, if you're watching this and you are younger than 30, in your 20s, even if you're in your 30s, but really for 20s and under, you will not feel like your age. Like, so when I turned 30, I didn't feel 30. Now as a 40-year-old, sometimes I feel things in my body. You know what I mean? Like my body hasn't fully recharged in a while. Like, I realistically need to take like 3 days and just relax. Try to catch up. Get good sleep, get good consistent sleep, eat lots of leafy greens, you know, that kind of thing. But it takes a while to recover. Like, when I was in my 20s, man, I'd go out partying, and then I would go play basketball for 3 hours the next day. Zero problem. I did try to do that, and this was before my 40s. This was like, why can't I remember anything? Let's say 5 years ago. I went out, nothing too crazy. Went to play basketball the next day, bro. I really was like strongly wondering, like, am I okay? I need to do the same for real. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about resting. So I'm trying to read these Instagram comments, and thank you, Posh, for pulling up. Let me check, make sure I don't got any more comments. Appreciate Posh. Posh, I like the new content you're doing. What are you using? I'm using like this. I haven't released the shorts that they make, but it seems like you're doing something like that. And if you're not following Posh Queen, give her a follow. She's a great content creator. I need to have a conversation with you about how to set up my stream because I'm getting into gaming because I do Fortnite now. So, oh yeah, resting is so important. Like it's so important. But you stream at night, so that makes it difficult. You know, I'm I like doing lives. I'm actually getting ready to start a podcast. I did a podcast with Posh, which was a lot of fun. Super hard to organize though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause she's a streamer, she's a content creator. I'm a content creator, plus I have clients. It was so much fun when we got together, but it's just so difficult. Gaming is where it's at though. I think gaming makes it a little bit easier. You know what I mean? Because it kind of gives somebody like a baseline thing to enjoy. And then they can kind of go back and forth between paying attention to what you're saying. Whereas this is just talking head. This is just me talking about what happened through the weekend, which was great. I had a great weekend. Got some good food in. I went to the food truck again. No, I didn't go to food trucks again. When did we go to the food truck? Thursday. That was Thursday. Fam, I love a good food truck. Shout out to everybody pulling up. My name is Brian, the Casual Brian, and this is the weekend recap where I talk about everything that happened on the weekend. If you catch me on Friday, that's the weekend recap where I talk about what happened through the week. I guess there was a lot of stuff that happened. Like I think UConn won girls national championship. Shout out to women's college basketball. Shout out to the WNBA. Y'all, if you do not know about women's sports right now, remember your boy Brian told you women's sports is blowing up, especially basketball. There are some major stars, and the game is only getting better, and people are going to put more and more money. And as they invest more money, it's going to be better. It's going to be better. Different time zones. I know, but we got to get back together. We got to start making some more content. I'm totally down if you're down. Totally down if you're down. And I got some new people that we can mix it up with too. So it's all good. It's all fun. Fun. I'm also playing a lot of Fortnite. I'm getting pretty good. I think I'm pretty good. Fortnite's a crazy thing, like because you'll have a day where you think like, oh, I've got it. I got it figured out. And then like the very next day, you'll be trash. Like you will be absolute garbage. Like every time I think I'm getting better at Fortnite, I'll have a whole day where I can't get better than third. And it's just that's the game. That's the game for Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like, but what makes me feel better is that there are literally hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people, playing Fortnite. So of course, there's better people, you know. I think at least I'm better than half of the people playing. That's such an ambitious thing, but I believe it. I think I'm at least better than half of the people that are playing. I think that half of the people are worse than me. So if there's 300 million people that play Fortnite on a regular basis, I personally believe that I'm better than 150 million people at Fortnite. Now, mind you, I'm not just saying like people that are younger than me, like little kids. There are some little kids that will absolutely obliterate my life. In fact, I would say it's more people like my age that are like worse than me. I don't know. In fact, I'm getting the itch to go up and play right now. I don't see, but it's hard because here where I'm at currently, I have a PlayStation 4. No shade. It's great. I love my PlayStation 4. But if you follow me, you know for my birthday, I got a PlayStation 5, which let me just stop and say that was one of the dopest birthday gifts I ever got. And it's not so much that it's just because it's a PlayStation 5. It's the fact that all my friends, not all my friends, some of my friends here and like my sister collectively got together and bought me a PlayStation 5. Fam, I'm not trying to crap on any of my friends because I have some of the best friends in the world over the years, and they've all done great things for me. Shout out to my homie Carlos. Shout out to my boy Mike. Shout out to my boy OJ. Shout out to my homie Julian. But the people that I'm spending the most time with now, currently, my current circle, they all got together and they said, we want to do this for Brian and we're happy to contribute. That's crazy, man. That's like, I don't even know, man. Like, I don't even, because yeah, at the end of the day, you want you want to make people's lives better. And I don't mean like you paying their bills. I don't mean like anything other than like they're happy that you're in their life. I've always been blessed to have that kind of feeling around people, you know. Generally speaking, the people that are in my closest circle, I don't know if this is true for everybody, but seem very happy that I'm in their circle and I'm in their lives. But every now and then, especially living in a city like New York, it's easy to feel like you're not that important or you don't make that big of a difference in people's life. I know when my church fell apart, man, I started realizing how close I was with everybody that was in my church. Um, and before that happened, I had to leave because of just relationship issues. So I had to move out, and I moved out to Jersey, and it was like a 3 hour commute to get to the church. I tried, man, and it was soul crushing. It was like devastating to try to get there because you know New York is tough, man. Like spending that much time on the trains is just not healthy for anybody. I don't know how people live in Connecticut and commute into New York City. You know, now mind you, if I would have had my iPad, if I'd have been more into editing from the beginning, maybe it wouldn't have been so bad. But um, yeah, man, I feel really blessed to have the people in my life that are in my life right now. Um, I have some very clear goals and some very clear whys, and I think that's important, man. Like I think too often we live our lives just simply going day to day with no goal or purpose or intentionality. And right now, I'm not living like that. I have some very attainable and clear objectives and goals. And I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying that I have to be disciplined. Like right now, I'm saving for something, a very big thing that's very important to me, and it's very costly. And I'm almost there. In fact, I'll be there this Friday. But like the way I used to live back in when I was younger was that when a bunch of money came in, I would do something. So this laptop I have right now, which I love, is like my pride and joy because I've made my living off this, both making music and content. Which reminds me, that's always a fun feeling. I had the TV on pause too long and it just started. Um, what am I trying to say? I got a deal on TikTok and they bought like a bunch of my music, like 50 of my songs. And it was the biggest deal I ever got, the biggest check I've gotten to this day. Not the most money I've ever made, but one check in one place, it was the biggest. And that's how I used to live. I used to like if I got more money in, then I would do something. But now I'm trying to actually save up for the things I want to do and what I want to buy. And it's hard. It's discipline, you know, especially like right now, what I'm doing is like, man, you know, like right now, this week, I would love to have access to that money. But it's okay because I have enough money to do things to live and still put this money to the side. And I think that's awesome, you know, but it's a discipline. You got to like, so right now I live currently on the 80/20 plan. Um, it's a spiritual plan. Good Lord. The TV is going crazy. I wonder if I should turn that off. I feel like I should turn it off, but I'm kind of trying to just push through and hoping that it gets quiet. Okay, got quiet. So the 80/20, if you don't know, it basically means you live off of 80 and you save 20 and you tithe 20. If you don't know, tithing is a church thing. So I give 10% to the church, 10% goes into my savings, and then I live off the 80, which I think is great. I think it's a good, solid plan for anybody to live off of, you know, like and even if you don't want to follow that, you shouldn't be living off of all your money, right? Like I feel like you should be investing. Um, You should be putting money off to the side. I love my friend Kellen, Crown of Life Advisors. If you are looking for somebody like financial tips, he specializes in athletes, but he is a great person to go to for financial advice. But one thing that he said was having different buckets. Like it's easy to get discouraged if all you have is just one savings account. But if you have like a gift account, you have a savings account, you have another account that's a gift account, and then you have another account that's like a travel account, then it makes it easy to manage. You know what I mean? And you get it, you automate it. Now, if you run into financial hardship, so if you lose your job or you get a bad injury or you get sick, it can work against you. But I am a big fan for automation. Automation is the only way I believe human beings can stay consistent. We're just not built for uh, consistent, disciplined living. So if you can automate anything, then it makes it easier. It just takes it off your mind. You don't have to worry about it. Did I put money in my savings? Now, mind you, like I said, if you lose your job, you gotta adjust, and it's not easy to turn off the automations and stuff. They make it super difficult because once you give a company access to your account, then sometimes the bank can make it difficult for you to stop. But anyway, yeah, so a little bit of a tangent. Very thankful. That's the main thing I want to say from last week to this week. I haven't really got a chance to write a post, and I'm going to, but I'm super thankful for every happy birthday, for every well wish, gifts, everything. You guys are so amazing, and I'm so thankful. And I hope everyone has a great day. I hope everyone has a great week. Feeling super motivated today, super locked in, and that's a blessing. So, before I ramble any longer, this has been the weekend recap, and I will be doing the week in recap on Friday. Probably talking a lot about these tariffs, bro, because this trade war is not it. And I'm wondering how the stock market, if they were able to rally or not, but this isn't it. But for me, I'm just staying focused, creating as much content as I can, and trying to put myself in a position where people know if they need help with creative, not ads, although you need creative for ads, not social media management per se, creative and creative strategy, they can come to me. You can come to me. If you need help with creative and creative strategy, I'm your man. All right? Because I know what works and I know how to make it work. Now, if you have a very, very strict thing that you're trying to do, well, we're going to make it work to the best of its ability. But if we can do whatever, I'm your man. So anyway, have a great day and week, and always remember, stay casual.